What's up?
We are back for
The final.
What is it? The reunion. Part 1 and 2.
The last episode of this season.
I'm so annoyed that they made this reunion 4 hours. I was like, Real Housewives of Atlanta don't even get 4 hours. They get one hour. 1 hour. Like, no. I was shocked that today was 2 hours. Like, completely shocked.
So, hi guys, I'm Michelle.
India.
And I didn't take notes.
So she's winging it. I took a few notes. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch the part 1 of the reunion until this week. Well, today. And then we watched part 2 together. Whatever.
And we're here, and we didn't do last week because we just thought that it was too much. Like, why do they're holding us hostage?
Yeah, this is ridiculous. And what if they have another follow-up? Like, it's too much. It's too much.
It's a hold-up.
Yeah, it's too much.
And we're done. We are releasing this energy from our lives. Nah, y'all. Okay. We do like doing this every week, but they dragged this out like, oh my gosh.
This season was a mess.
Okay.
So we're going to go with Eric and Virginia first because they were first on part 1.
Yeah, so we're just going to go through straight through like it was all together. Okay.
Right, the parts
like
were
we
together,
did the whole reunion. This is a reunion special review.
So they first started talking to them, like the wedding almost didn't happen because she had a false positive.
COVID.
Positive,
that's right. Yeah.
COVID test. And I was like, a little behind the scenes. That's okay. Whatever. Like, all right. They moved into his condo.
Yeah, and she seemed like she was into it.
All them animals.
She got the animals, the cats, the dogs, the closet. The cat's got a room. She don't really believe he got allergies. She said he don't barely sneeze. And
it took 3 weeks for him to even sneeze. She said she don't believe it. She did get his second bedroom for her clothes, shoes, and where her cats could sleep, which that was a great compromise.
Yeah, and that was one of those things where, like, sometimes you just gotta see how it goes. Like, she was all about, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Girl, just wait and see.
Just try.
Because, word on the street is they needed to wait and see about this marriage because the reunion was in February.
Yeah, and apparently I was watching a little mafs fan Instagram page, and they were saying that she don't live in that condo no more because she lives in an apartment building. And they haven't seen Eric. And I can't imagine Eric moving from a small condo, to an even smaller apartment to rent.
We could be wrong.
I don't think they're together. Although I did see pictures of them at a watch party for the reunion together.
But you know what though? And she did have pictures on her page of them in the most recent.
They said that his sister-in-law was following her and then unfollowed her recently. So this could be very recent, literally in the last month or so. Yeah. And maybe they decided, we're going to take a break or we're going to try to date.
Date, yeah.
Maybe they move out together. But all I know is I do not think Virginia lives with Eric anymore. Now, whether they're still dating, they're probably still legally married, of course.
Right.
They're probably dating or decided to take a step back. It was probably too much. I don't know, but that's what
I don't know. But honestly, I was surprised.
I hate both of them.
I don't like them together, and I don't think that they'll work long term. But I do think that somehow they're making it seem like they're good. His mom came on and was talking about
kids and stuff,
and it seemed like she genuinely liked her. Mm-hmm. Like they seem to have a relationship.
I wanted her dad to come on. Or somebody from her family.
From her side, yeah. And honestly, I still felt like people were saying that they, liked Kevin Frazier and they wanted to see how his interview was and stuff. And, they still didn't hit on the hard stuff. Like, he did ask the experts about matching them, even though they had different, social beliefs or different political and social beliefs. But they not the ones that got the answers. We want to know how Virginia feels about her Trump-loving husband. And her gay sister. That's what we want to know. But they didn't ask that.
They should have had us on there. Because I would have asked
it was lit. I would have asked everything.
I'd be like, so you were a Trumper?
So did you vote for Donald Trump?
And why?
Period.
And how do you feel about her sister's lifestyle?
Okay. Anyway. So what else? There was Eric was doing what he always does, which is acts like everything's all good, even when it's not good in the hood. And we know it's not good. Yeah. We know that they're not perfect. We know that they get into arguments. But it seems like, I will say that Virginia probably she's like had that fear of how it was gonna be, like what she thought it would be like versus how it really was. Yeah. And it probably really wasn't that bad.
You could see on the prior footage, like she was pushing back. Yeah. She let her guard down. They did talk a lot about the perception of him on TV and him being controlling and him being like, I have to work on that. I see how it came off. He did actually acknowledge stuff, that. Unlike some other people who I feel like they did nothing wrong. Yeah. Oh, he acknowledged it. He was coming to her defense and like, oh, it wasn't. I shouldn't have did this. I shouldn't have did. So that was good. That made it seem like, okay, they're really together. They're really working on it. But then I heard the other news that they weren't together. But yeah, I cannot. If I didn't know that tea, I still wouldn't think they would be together.
I don't think it's gonna go.
They're one of those ones like I don't even think
they're gonna have a blow up. She gonna leave. She gonna walk out. Like I just.
He said he liked her friends and he shouldn't have never treated the male friends like that. They did replay when Pastor Kyle was like, "My wife ain't gonna be."
And she was laughing and she was trying to act like she didn't really say she was wrong. She didn't admit it.
She said, I didn't say I would stay with male friends while I'm married.
Girl, what was we talking about then? What was the whole conversation for?
Who cares what you did prior to marriage as far as who you spent the night with?
Yeah, we know what the context was. We not stupid. Like, she tried to manipulate that a little bit.
She did. And you could tell a lot of them had like little rehearsed stuff.
Yeah, they came in there prepped and ready.
If they ask about the friends, if they ask about the parents, if they ask about the anger, like they had stuff ready. And her stuff was like, you literally said that, and now you're saying you didn't say that about the sleeping. You said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to, like, you were pushing back because you didn't want to lose a part of your identity or whatever, which was fine, but that's what you should have said. I was pushing back because I didn't want to feel like I was losing, but in reality, I understand.
It's inappropriate. But she's not that mature to say all that.
Clearly, she ain't. She looked nice on the reunion.
She looked cool.
She looked cool. Her face looked much better.
So
Claire
and Ryan,
whatever. They're getting remarried. That was from part 1.
Yeah.
They doing the whole little ceremony because they couldn't have everybody for COVID. I ain't mad at that. That's the first time that anybody has said that on the history of the show. And I think the first time we've seen it because we would have saw pictures and stuff. If someone actually did a full one. Now, granted, this is the first COVID. I think before they can invite, 50 people?
Yeah, they have more people,
each, so 80, I think. And this time they probably could only invite 15
people. Or 20, yeah.
So
it was definitely smaller scale, yeah.
And you didn't pay for it, so if you got the money, go on have a wedding with everybody there, a reception or whatever you want to do.
Right.
I'm not mad at it. I was like, okay, I'm just mad that it's with them.
And he's
so full of shit.
Kevin but do you love her? Do you love her? Oh, he admitted that he loved me. Like, huh?
She was sitting there looking like a better wife, and I said, I can't. Something don't
so they definitely
worse than Eric and Virginia in my book.
Yes, because he basically told her, we not gonna talk about our business on TV. Period. And they're like, ooh, have you guys had sex? I don't know. So have we had sex? Like they showed the scene. So it was like, it was this weird, it was this weird softball. Like he would bring up stuff, but then he wouldn't dig in deep. And so he was like, so they showed the footage of her talking to the girls with the, corner camera in the apartment. And then when they brought it up, they just like laughed it off and didn't really address it.
Maybe it was edited. Maybe they was like, we're not talking about this. So they edited it out.
Yeah, because it's just, they did not talk about much personal stuff at all. They still was keeping it like everything was all good.
Ryan just seemed so whatever. And then Claire gave her goddamn speech at the end like, we're human. Don't be nice to strangers. I'm like, Claire, girl, nobody was even coming at you like that.
Nobody was coming. I mean, maybe people were talking about her. We don't know. But
it's the hair for me, and it's the battered white looking.
And it's the chasing after somebody for sex and giving them everything they want and not getting anything you want.
Yeah, and I get it. People can be a little bit more kind. I get it's a TV show. I get that, when we're reviewing it, we've said things. I understand. However,
what did you think was gonna happen on a reality show?
You signed up for this. You got paid for this. She met the love of her life. Let her tell it. So
right.
Maybe it was worth it.
Right, because she said she had to stop watching. You didn't stop watching because of us. Boo, you was the one on the TV. You could stop reading the comments
or delete your mute
I couldn't watch it. It was too much. Or I can't.
It was too much because that Ryan don't want your ass.
It's giving beard still. Beard. I'm still getting the beards.
Because it's something that's not connecting. Like they have the chemistry, the physical touch. It doesn't seem that unnatural.
I don't know. I feel like she said something and he pulled her head over and kissed her on the head. Like, her face is this close, her head is up here, you pull her head down instead of kissing her in her face. Okay, make it make sense to me. I don't get it.
That's true.
So they did talk about the scene when it was with the couples. They talked when everybody was on the stage. They talked about Chris and his apology to Clara and to
Ryan
and Eric to Eric and Virginia, even though the apology to Eric and Virginia didn't happen. But they talked about that with them. And they said that what did they say?
He said that he felt bad for both of them. Like, Ryan, he's very PC.
Ryan is very
PC. And Clara didn't say much about it. It was Eric and Virginia that was getting froggy.
Yeah. So
yeah, he was like, he felt bad for both of them. And I don't know what he said about the apology specifically, though.
I don't remember. Okay.
I ain't really watched it. I ain't gonna lie.
So
what y'all think about Claire and Ryan? So Eric and Virginia, I don't think will last more than a year. I think something's gonna happen. I think we already know something happened. Clara and Ryan, though, what y'all think? How long y'all get them?
She's desperate, so she's gonna stay for however long he let her.
Yeah, I give them
She's not leaving. It's gonna be him leaving, and if he want a beard, he not gonna leave. So
yeah, I give them a while. I don't know how long.
They don't belong together. I don't understand it. In even on camera, they show him repeating himself, talking about that's my jam. No, where's the shirt? Sure. They didn't call him out on his lack of emotion. Like,
they were walking on eggshells.
What questions were they asking?
Kevin was definitely walking on eggshells the most with him, because there was a lot of stuff she could have said. I mean, he was the love thing, but that was it.
The love and then the sex part, and they basically declined to answer and kept it pushing. He could have at least been like, "Well, when it was time to say,"
It's dumb. It's dumb.
They suck.
I don't like Claire.
They're not. There's nothing. It doesn't feel genuine.
Nope.
Okay, so next on the agenda was
Brian and
Brianna. Brianna and Vince.
Brianna and Vincent. I said Brian and Vincent. I'm tired.
Who's Brian?
Brianna and Vincent.
And they
are the fan favorite. They're the best couple by far.
And they genuinely, did I think that, so I said, everybody thought they was going to stay together.
Oh, yeah.
However, at the end, I did think that there was some problematic things with them as far as his pride and her,
bossy,
being assertive. And they talked about it, but it sounds like they're like finding a balance. And
their stuff sounded really rehearsed too, though, when it came to that.
Everybody's did.
Like, they were very rehearsed, especially her.
But here's the thing.
Bossy, and it came to
is that her being assertive. She did say, like, sometimes I have to hold back. Like, she admitted that. When it comes to me, the more problematic side is him being so easily offended more than her being assertive. Mm-hmm. Because if you want someone that is a boss, and I think they said that, like, you want a boss, like, what do you think you're gonna get out of that? She's not gonna be timid. She's not gonna. But she did say, I make decisions at work, so I try to come home and not. Did she say that? Am I making that up?
No, she did say that. She said she has to turn it off.
Yeah. She said she's used to like doing stuff at work. So I mean, that's fine. That happens. It definitely happens. I think with all women that
and she's
are probably in that position.
Manager.
And that's what. And Kevin was like, "Aren't you so proud of like your woman? Like you got this woman. She's doing it." And so she did move into his apartment, India.
The apartment that I thought that he did not have.
Well, whether he had it or not, she moved into it.
But it was the same apartment.
It was the same apartment. She moved into the apartment and he put his stuff in the pantry, y'all.
The pantry, that's love right there.
And probably the entry closet to the house. Like, dang. But
I mean, to be honest, and his apartment looked pretty spacious, but it's a one bedroom. Like, there's not going to be enough closet space for two full-grown people with a full amount of clothes. Like, something got to go in storage. You got to store your summer stuff, store your winter. Like, that's how it really has to be.
But the one thing he was like, she got a lot of clothes and a lot of shoes. And she dresses well. She really always looks very well put together. So, not surprised.
Got a lot, and she said she spends on herself. So, I'm sure that's one of the things she buys is clothing and shoes.
But they did say she was talking about kids. She was saying like 2 years or something. She said she was getting baby fever, and they seemed genuinely like happy to be together.
Oh, in part 1 of the reunion, he was saying that the reason he was seeming so high-strung on camera, those 2 incidents, was because he was very nervous. Mm-hmm. He was worried about how he came off on camera.
That happened.
That seemed
it was
honest.
Evident. It was we knew he was like, worried how he was going to look.
He didn't want to look a certain way. He didn't want to be embarrassed, so that's why he and then the nerves and anxiety. So I was happy he actually admitted that.
Yeah.
Because there was no other excuse. Like, he can't just be like, oh, this is how I am. Like, it was, you know what I mean?
No,
but I'm sure that was
the
truth
sense.
as well.
So the other thing that was kind of cute was that they had a little behind the scenes footage where the boot camp.
That was funny.
But
why
I think
they didn't play that?
I don't know, because the one thing about it is that it showed chemistry.
Yeah,
it showed chemistry. It showed personality. It showed that they got along. It showed that they were doing stuff outside of like all these like planned dates. And obviously the boot camp was planned, and production helped put the whole thing together and helped make signs and stuff probably. But it was a very cutesy, fun thing, and it just showed. I thought it showed that they really did get along.
And it showed that this show was some BS. Like, why wouldn't you show that?
I thought it gave them a little bit of credibility.
There's more hope for me between them two.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Brianna looked great. Venta looked really good as well. But
yeah. I don't like his hair grown out, though. I think he should stay bald.
True.
I think he should stay bald. But he looked like he been in the gym. He was doing a little something. Then
the next couple is Chris and Paige. Y'all know the CMP show.
And they always give what they were supposed to have gave.
So that first episode of the reunion, when they was like, they almost moved in together and they was in therapy and all that stuff, I'm like, this is why Paige is full of shit. So all that other stuff she was talking about, I'm not a weak woman, but then you, in the same episode, you talking about, well, the episode before, you talking about that you were about to move in with him after the things that you did know. She kept saying, oh, I wasn't privy to everything, but you were privy to a lot, 90% of it.
This man ghosted her
the second day y'all met.
The day after the wedding, the day after y'all had sex at night and in the morning. Twice. He ghosted you and disappeared for 3 hours. What more did you need to know?
Be privy to. Yeah.
And
8 weeks later, and he had a baby on the way.
No. But explain that he had a panic attack. And the panic attack was because he was not attracted to her.
She
was not surprised that he was not attracted to her.
Nope.
I'm not really sure what somebody needs to be told that they're not attracted to. But if somebody tells me they're not attracted to me, that means they think I'm ugly. Yeah. Unless they specifically say you have an ugly personality or I hate your body or whatever it is. If somebody says they're not attracted to me, I think that they think I'm ugly. And that's all I need to know.
Yeah.
So why is she acting like she didn't have that information?
That's the confusing part. It's very confusing. Very confusing.
And she chose to have unprotected sex with a stranger.
Twice. In the first night.
And
within 24 hours.
But she's not weak. And she's okay.
She's not weak-minded. She's not. But as a Christian woman.
Okay. So back to them talking. I'm sorry. I just can't take this BS. Like, you cannot play both sides of the fence. Like, either get the sympathy because you were all in and you were ignoring the signs because you were really trying, or say that you was like you are a bad bee and you don't know why everybody's talking shit about you, and just stick by that. But you can't say both. Like, you can't get sympathy for these terrible decisions you were making.
She said she's not a weak-willed or desperate woman, and it's like, sis, then
lies.
What are you?
The lies.
If you're not weak-willed and desperate, who is? Because there ain't no woman in the world weak-willed or desperate. And I'm not trying to say, I mean, you're both. I hate to say it, in desperation, everybody's desperate at times, so I'm not.
Oh, she was definitely being desperate. There's no doubt about that. Girl, bye.
Right. Weak-willed, if you feel like that was your civic duty as a Christian, maybe you don't want to consider
married
a weak-willed.
Okay.
Right. Married Christian woman, but like desperate.
You could try all you want. And so
desperate to keep our marriage together because all you kept talking about was marriage covenant, pure intentions, covenant, married, legally binding, husband.
We're married. We are
this is
legally married.
But then is it before God or is it the legally binding part? That's the part that gets me too. Because that baby was legally binding too.
So we kind of jumping a little bit around. So what had happened was at first they did hold Chris. So it was Chris and Paige. We kind of got into the Paige by herself. Yeah. But it was Chris and Paige. And Chris apologized and acknowledged all of his said all the right things, acknowledged all of his wrongdoing.
He did say all the right things on the phone.
And
he's good at acting.
I mean, whatever you want to say, he said what he had to say. So either he's lying and he said the right things, or he's not lying and he means it. Either way, he said it. He said what everybody said he should have said. Mm-hmm. So okay, we can't really do nothing else about that.
I'm not ready for a woman like this.
He cut his hair, praise Jesus.
And he had that shit slicked down.
He do got some straight hair. It don't wave.
Straight.
So, yeah. But it still looks better. I thought that was actually the best that Chris has ever looked.
Yeah, his suit looked actually good. Paige
still not.
Paige
looked the best that she's ever looked. You know what it is? It was, she didn't have on her helmet of salvation. She did not.
Not helmet of salvation.
Have on really bad makeup. Like her makeup, this was the best her makeup's ever looked.
Also, she lost weight, so her face was more chiseled.
That's true. Her face was rounder before.
She looked good.
But
and that dress fit her nice. She looked good, and he looked the best he ever looked.
Yeah, they did. Honestly, they looked like a nice couple sitting on the couch together. Crazy as it is, they did not look bad together. He did not need to be married. He never needs to be married as long as he acts like this. So we know that. But she was not aware of some of the things that were said about her, supposedly. Because he told her on day 2 that he wasn't attracted to her. But she didn't see for herself that he said that he didn't like her face. Okay? Because somehow that was news. But it did dig deep. Like his lack of empathy was very evident throughout the show. So having to relive that does suck, right?
I felt bad that they kept replaying that video 3 times of basically him saying Pascal, it's the white queens,
it's the
black
queens, and then y'all got
queens, and y'all picked. Like that was
what was that?
They need to stop.
And then Kevin Frazier want to be like, what about, did you have to buy the Mercedes for the Mercedes? Yeah. And he's like, I don't want to talk about that. So they also declined to talk about a few things. Paige wanted to finally speak up when Kevin was like, well, what do you want? Like, could you guys be married? And she was like, wait. It's me too. I have a decision. Well, glad to know you have a decision now on this, because you've acted like this whole time like it was all on him to make the decision.
And then when he stormed off because Pastor came out, which I agreed why he was mad.
Why do they always give Chris
because the pastor
to be right?
It wasn't just the
pastor was dead wrong. He was doing the most. Like, he was trying to be on TV, and Chris should have had an attitude. Like, you're not about to call me out, and like, you're not even a part of this show. Like, you shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't even be at this reunion.
I agree.
Let's be real.
I agree with that.
Like, why is that man even there?
I understand why he felt betrayed. I understand. I understand everything. And he left, cussed that man out, and Paige came running back, and they came on back.
And Paige I'm still confused about Paige and her whole, she's very strong and she's not weak and all of this stuff, but you keep chasing this man. You just chased him 95 times. And you stay chasing Chris out. Right. You ain't gonna get me to chase that man. I'm gonna sit right on this couch, and production, y'all should go get him. See if he gonna come back.
And here go Kevin. I wish I was there. Kevin, please, what you was gonna do?
What you was gonna do? And it's so frustrating that Paige is playing like both sides here. Like, she's trying to act like, oh, we don't know what she's been through and what she's doing, but you made a lot of decisions that you did not have to make.
You kind of also put yourself through that. I understand you were the victim in a lot of ways, but she still hasn't admitted that she played a part and chose to stay when she shouldn't have. She never said those words. She never once said, at this point I should have exited, or at this point I should have used my discernment to exit. She never said it.
She's always trying to justify why she was there. Yep. And the other thing was when Kevin was asking Chris if he wanted to stay together or whatever, she was just like, you need to ask me because I'm not, it's my decision and I do not want to. And so then she was trying to speak up and be like, I want a divorce. But on decision day, you was chasing him out and you didn't know.
And you let him say, oh, we're undecided. You let him speak for you. And then now all of a sudden, you want to put your big girl panties on and be assertive and all of this stuff.
We don't believe you. It's too little too late, and it's not really what you like. You realize how crazy you looked.
Yeah.
And now you're saying like, no, it's my decision. It's my decision. It's been your decision and you ain't been acting like it.
And then she's still not holding herself accountable for her lack of action and ending it. And that's the part I don't like about the situation. Experts were like,
right, Viviana said I was waiting for her. She was like, I was giving her space to make the decision. So, Paige,
if someone's lying, you're lying, or the expert?
Viviana was telling us.
Yeah, probably.
So Viviana was confused as to why you were still staying, but yet you didn't have all the information. But Viviana had enough information, but you didn't have enough information. Come on, Paige, come on.
Girl, I guess we was born yesterday.
Oh, no, that's what she said. She said, I wasn't born yesterday. Girl, you was acting like it. You was acting very... immature. She was acting so desperate. Anyway, we've been talking about this girl for this whole season.
We ain't gonna read Paige because they already told us stop reading Paige.
Her friend though did come on.
Her friend, yeah. We forgot that was the first.
That was
this one. Yeah,
her
friend came in and I was like, who the hell is that? But anyway, her friend came on and she was the one where he told her he used to a trophy wife, and she was like, all of us like.
And she said she felt like she should have said something. Obviously, in hindsight, it's 2020. She's like, I wish I would have said something. Paige says she didn't blame her because she understood why she didn't. I think we all understood. We talked about this.
It's my day. Like, Paige is still not fully over this marriage.
I feel bad that she made two really bad decisions that kind of shaped everything. And those two bad decisions were having sex with him twice. Having sex with him on the wedding night and having sex with him the next day. I think had that not occurred and had she just let things go, it would have just had a very different trajectory, because if he would have been still acting funny style, she could have seen him for who he was. She would not have felt so connected to him. She would not have felt so embarrassed. She would not have felt emotionally, required to do something. Like, I feel like if you have sex with somebody, you don't want to feel like, oh my God, I just did that for nothing, or I just did that for no reason. So she tried extra hard to keep this thing going.
I guess.
You don't think so?
No. I think she likes to have sex. I mean, she was talking about eating ass like the
Bachelorette. I don't know. I just feel like for whatever reason she held on to that.
She want to keep calling herself a Christian woman. You had sex with somebody you met the same day, husband or not. Even in arranged marriages, they don't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
So even based on religious,
you're right.
Arranged marriages, like it's something else going on, Paige.
I don't know. Cut out the last part. Act like I didn't even say that. I don't even know.
Yeah, she couldn't even admit like, although we were husband and wife, maybe I should have had discernment enough to know that we shouldn't have engaged in sex.
No other couples had sex on the first night.
Nothing that shows that she is accountable for anything she did or has reflected on anything. You're not wrong. You are the victim, Paige, but you haven't reflected on any of your decisions. Like, what decisions did you make that you didn't have to make? That's what this reunion should have been about. But anyways, off of them. Last couple.
Okay. Haley and Jacob,
because they weren't on the first part together at all. So we only got them on
just now, y'all. And let me tell you,
she can't stand Haley.
She's a liar. I believe Jake. He's right. He's not lying. She's lying. I'm lying? No. Haley's lying.
Haley was making faces the whole time when he was talking. And I will say, when they played flashbacks to him and kind of when he was sitting there, I was like, okay, I remember why I couldn't stand Jake at the beginning to either him nor Haley. I never liked neither of them. Mm-hmm. Because he is a woe is me, you don't like me, putting words in your mouth. And I don't like that behavior. And I think he was projecting some from his past relationship. Don't forget, he got cheated on.
Right.
In all three of his past relationships.
Yeah. He had baggage.
He had baggage, but then she has baggage too. And she completely lied to the experts. And I'm glad Dr. Pepper called her out.
Dr. Pepper said she was cold because they doing a little thing and she won't even hold his hand.
She won't do
and
nothing.
Girl, you can hold your friend's hands. You can hold a little kid's hand. Like, holding somebody's hand doesn't have to mean that much.
And she lied and told the experts that she was super affectionate. So you ain't been in a relationship in 7 years. You tell the experts you're so affectionate, and so you couldn't even hold his hand. And granted, I get it. If you don't want to do something, you don't want to do something. But don't say you're super affectionate.
And don't get married to a stranger knowing that you're gonna have to do all these freaking exercises and intimacy and all these other things. Like, y'all signed up for this, so no, you don't have to do something that makes you uncomfortable. But
Michelle,
she just don't like him.
She wasn't attracted to him.
Right.
Had it been somebody she was attracted to, she would have done
all of the things.
Now, she's still probably not super affectionate. She's still lying about that. But she would have done all the things.
True.
And she also lied and said she tried everything when she admitted on this episode that after the third night when they actually had sex,
she was done. Things were missing. It was missing.
Emotional was already missing. Physical was missing. I was done. So you admitted you were pretty much checked out from that point on. Then you're gaslighting him to think that there's something that he can do. Oh, he never tried after that. He never romanced. They were asking about Kevin.
He was like, why would I? We never talked off camera. He was like, she wouldn't speak to me. And then as soon as the camera's rolling, she's like, hey, so what's up? He was not about the fakeness. And I get it. And Kevin was annoying.
Kevin was getting on him.
He was so biased.
Yeah, he was terrible.
It was very odd. Like, he liked Haley or something. I don't know.
But the experts, none of them were on his side. Even Pastor Cal was like, she just didn't like him. Like, she might not be all these things, but let's be clear, it was him.
Yeah.
And Kevin was like, you're beating a dead horse. You keep saying you have to admit. I mean, maybe that triggered him. Maybe he's had something in his past where that had happened.
Oh my God, I got so pissed off. He was like, but listen, Jake, have you ever had sex with someone that didn't like you? Fool, she did not like him when they had sex. It was after sex that she didn't like him.
I've never had sex with somebody who hated me. No, but I bet you there's people that had sex with you that now hate you.
It's after the fact.
Don't the after sex come to hate? Like, why would anyone have sex with anyone they hate? Unless they're completely psycho.
And so that's just weird that Kevin would just say that. Like,
it didn't make sense. And he was dead ass serious. And they kept that in there.
And they did not. And nobody said. I mean, I'm mad Jake didn't say, like, like, she didn't hate me when she had sex with me. She hated me after she had sex with me.
He kind of did correct him on a couple things, and I was like, thank you, Jake.
So, the experts said that they thought they got it right. They thought sometimes opposites attract. In this case, it didn't happen. But, I mean, the other thing for me is that everybody else seemed to like Jake. All the guys said that he was very funny. He said that the ladies thought he was funny too, except for Haley. And Viviana did say, if you aren't connecting with someone emotionally or physically or in a certain way, then you probably don't want to be super sarcastic or like have these dry humor jokes because they're not connecting with you. They're already annoyed with you. So that's not going to make them connect. So I did understand what she was saying there. But the other side of things was Haley used to make it seem like none of his jokes was hitting.
That makes sense. Wow.
To be honest, I just feel like Haley is, they said, I think Dr. Pepper said she wasn't going to get nobody. Or did I say that?
Nah, you confusing yourself with Dr. Pepper. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but how she gonna say Dr. Pepper said, or did I say that? Wow. That's next level.
Why do I like this?
Oh, did Dr. Pepper say that, or did I say that? Like, girl, you not on the show. I know you think you are. But you're not an expert.
I'm into you. I don't know.
She did say something like that. I don't think she said she wasn't going to get anybody, but I think she said, like, it'll be...
Oh, she did say that. She said, I'm not sure she'll like anybody. She was like, she did say that. She was like, I'm not sure... It was something.
But you can tell Dr.
It.
Pepper probably really like Jake.
Yeah. Right. So let's finish up. So all the couples at the end was talking, and it seems like they all get along and they're friends. But at the end of the day, the only couple that I really think should be together is Brianna and Vince. Well, bless
yeah,
you.
Me too. Because Eric and goddamn Virginia, no.
Oh, we don't think that's really there.
And then Clara,
she's just gonna be a beard for life, and he not giving up
not
because he needs a beard, and she not gonna walk away because he's the best thing she's ever had. So
we made it, y'all. We survived a 4-hour reunion, like first time ever. This is ridiculous.
It's too much.
All right, so do y'all have any predictions on who will be married in another year? Because I'm thinking I'm thinking two. I'm thinking 2 couples will still be married in a year, but in the long run, like when we do this 4 or 5 years down the line, maybe only one.
No, right, y'all. The next season is in Houston, and it's coming on in like July, 2 months, a month. Like wait, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Say what?
It was mid-July. I don't think it was August. I think it comes on mid-July.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how we're gonna do this.
This
like,
is our
I love
break,
India, I do, but.
Yeah, it's a lot, y'all.
This is pressure to get
like,
together.
We don't live together, so
right. Like it is effort to get these recorded every week. But we like doing it, and we love interacting with you guys. Yeah, but oh my gosh.
Okay, one more thing. I'm gonna put this in the comments too for the people who don't
watch on
to the end because we've been rambling. But we want to do a live, hopefully
maybe
next week or the week after, just to discuss this season and just talk. And we'll talk, and then y'all can talk with us. We've been watching a few live. Yeah. So if y'all want us to go live, let us know. If you would probably join while we're live, we can all upload it and everyone can watch, of course.
I mean, we will miss it. Yeah, it's like this weird love-hate. Like, we love to do this, but it feels like work sometimes.
Yeah, it does. So, especially because it's so late and it's 2 hours. Yeah. The only thing is our goal was to reach 1,000 subscribers, which we didn't. But if
we'll
you're
get
watching,
there.
Please
subscribe. All right, you guys. See you later.